One of the most common things I'm constantly helping my students do is take an offer from vague, unspecific, and undesirable to ultra specific, ultra desirable, and something that people can say absolutely 100% yes to. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making online is creating these vague offers that no one really has the opportunity to say yes or no to, and so you end up in a situation where you're just confusing most of your traffic. So in this video, I'm going to give you my exact step-by-step process I take my students through to help them take their offers from vague, kind of shitty and undesirable to these big, sexy, ultra specific and desirable offers that make people insatiable and desperately want to buy from you. The first step on this process is a mental reframe I want you to do, where instead of thinking about how you can get people to say yes, when you're creating your offers, I want you to think about how you can get people to say no. Because the main thing you want to accomplish with your offer, with this one big headline that gets people to buy, is that you have 100% conversion of every single person who sees this offer knows with absolute certainty that it is either a resounding fuck yes or an absolutely not. And if there's any vagueness, if there's any lack of specificity, then people are going to have the ability to think, I don't know. And the moment you have people thinking, I don't know, you've lost the sale. You need to make sure that the people who this is for are a 100% absolutely fuck yes. But that means you're going to create a whole other group of people that are an absolutely not, this is definitely not for me. And one of the biggest fears that I see a lot of creators making, or a lot of my students making, is they're terrified to niche down, especially when it comes to their products. They're terrified of creating something that isn't for everyone. But by doing that, you're giving everyone the opportunity to say, I don't know. If you have this vague offer that doesn't show people what it is, how it can help them, why they need it, and is it specifically for them, then they're going to have the ability to object at any particular aspect of that. A good example is the classic of people creating these offers that are, I'll help you be more confident, or 5 steps to mindset mastery, or X amount of steps to feeling more fit. These offers, by being kind of for everyone, end up being for no one. And the best analogy I can use to break this down for you is that no one buys a ticket to somewhere better. But the issue is that so many creators online are selling these tickets to somewhere better. These vague promises of you'll be more confident, or you'll make better content, or you'll make more money, and don't actually help people self-identify whether the offer is for them. And the examples I'm going to give you is 2 offers. The first is someplace better. This is a random ticket on a random day to a random location to a random climate that you're going to do random activities and you don't get to know, and it's $5,000. It's almost like one of these surprise holiday tickets. You don't know what airport it's leaving from, what day it's leaving from, what season you're going into, so you don't even know what to pack for, what activities you're going to do, what continent you're going to. You have no idea where you're going, but it's a ticket to some place better than you are right now. And ticket number 2 is a trip to Europe, all expenses paid and covered entirely by me at a heavy discount because I fucked up. I bought a ticket. I thought I could go on holidays. I accidentally double booked myself. I've booked all the hotels, all the restaurants, all the activities, all the flights. It's business class from Melbourne to Europe. You're first going to Amsterdam, then you're going to Paris, then you're going to London, then you're going to Berlin, and then you're going home over 3 weeks. And every dinner, every activity, everything that you're going to do on this trip is all covered, booked in, and paid for. You just have to transfer $5,000 to my bank account and I'll give you all of it because I can't go on the trip. Which one are you going to pick? I would be willing to wager that it's almost certainly the trip to Europe. There would be some of you that might go, you know what, that date doesn't work for me. I can't do that. Or there might be some of you thinking, I'm not from Australia, or I'm not from Melbourne, so that doesn't work for me. Or there might be some of you thinking, I don't want to go to Europe. And so you've self-filtered. I've given you the ability to say no. But then there are some of you who are from Melbourne, who have never flown business class before, who have never been to Europe before, who have never been to the specific area or never been to Europe in that particular climate, or just want an all expenses covered trip where they don't have to worry about what restaurants they're going to go to or what bars they're going to go to or what things they're going to do when they get there. And so they would love to transfer me $5,000 in exchange for me doing all of those things for them. I, by giving people something that is ultra specific, have given people the ability to say no. And by giving people the ability to say no, there is a whole group of you right now who have the resounding ability to say yes to that offer. And so for the rest of this video, I'm going to walk you through my step-by-step process of how I would take an offer from vague and shitty someplace better and make it ultra desirable, big, sexy, and something that people want to say yes to. And so the offer we're going to start with is I will help you build financial independence. The issue with this offer is it's vague, feels unimportant, and sounds difficult and boring. It's not the kind of thing that anyone really has the ability to say yes to. Because the issue here, for beginners, the idea of financial independence feels too far down the road. It's impossible. You don't believe me. If I told you that I'm going to help you reach financial independence in the next 30 days and you've got $400 in your bank account, there's no way you're going to believe me. And so your bullshit radar is going to go off and you're going to go, absolutely not. Someone who's a little bit more advanced, someone who has 100,000 or $500,000 or $1 million invested already might look at this and go, that sounds too basic. That's definitely not for me. And so what I've done by having this vague offer that I think is for everyone is I've made it for no one. And so the first step on this process is you want to make it ultra specific. The trick here is we need to come up with a specific, highly desirable and measurable outcome that someone will get as a result of buying our product. This is the thing that if they swipe their credit card, they are delivered this outcome as the promise. And to do this, I'm going to say the outcome that I'm helping someone is I will help you build and implement a simple monthly system that will help you get on track to compounding and growing your wealth to financial independence. And so now we've taken this vague offer and made it something that people have the ability to say no to. There is now a whole group of people who already have their monthly investing system that will now think this is too beginner for me. And that's a good thing because we've now filtered out those people, given a whole group of people the ability to say no. So we now have a group left over who now have an opportunity to say yes. We haven't made it a resounding yes yet, but we've definitely given them the opportunity to start thinking about yes. Now, the next step is we want to add time constraints. And to do this, I'm going to say in 2 weeks, I will help you build and implement a simple monthly system that you can maintain with less than 2 hours per month that will build and compound your wealth towards financial independence. Here, all I've done is taken this big scary thing to a beginner and made it simple and digestible and approachable. Now someone who's time poor, who has a job that pays them reasonably well, but has never really thought about financial independence because that seems too big and complicated, can look at this offer and go, wow, in 2 weeks, I could have that outcome. And after I have that outcome, it's only going to take me 2 hours of my time per month to maintain. That seems like something I have the ability to do. Whereas financial independence, an investing system, saving and compounding, all those things seem like hard work. Whereas if I can approach this and add the time constraint of in 2 weeks, I'll help you do this thing, suddenly it feels like something that you have the ability to do, which is a lot easier than this vague idea of whatever your impression of financial independence is. The next step is you're going to make the promise bigger and sexier. This is my idea I teach my students of your big, sexy promise. What's the thing that you can add to your offer that makes it insatiable, makes it the kind of thing that people cannot say no to? In this situation, I've taken the offer and in 2 weeks, I will help you implement a simple monthly system that you can maintain in less than 2 hours per month that will build and compound you to a $10 million net worth in the next 10 years. By adding the time constraint of the specific outcome they're getting as a result of the 2-week input, I can now promise a big, sexy, long tail outcome because the 10 years is not what I'm giving them. The 10 years is what comes after the offer. And so if I help you implement a monthly system that requires no more than 2 weeks of your time up front and then 2 hours of your time per month to maintain, and then you keep doing that thing, I can promise, as my big sexy promise, a $10 million net worth in the next 10 years. And suddenly, this is an offer that a lot more people, again, have the ability to say no to. Maybe there's a whole group of people that are already well on their way that are like, you know what, I don't need this. I think this is something that I'm already doing. I wouldn't say yes to this offer because this is something that I'm already doing. But to a whole group of people who haven't started their financial independence journey, we've made it digestible, we've made it approachable, we've made it small enough that they can say yes to it. But now we've made the desire big enough that it seems like a no-brainer. If this was $1,000 offer or a $500 offer or a $100 workshop, this would be the kind of thing that it would be silly not to say yes to. The next step is you now need to make it unique. This is the process of making this offer yours. One of the biggest objections you are going to get, one of the biggest abilities for people to say no, is when someone will say, Tom, I've tried that and it didn't work for me, even if they haven't. And so as soon as they see financial independence, maybe they've already done a financial independence course. Even though what I'm teaching and what that person taught is completely different, they may believe that we're teaching the same thing. And so you need to make your offer unique in order to object to people who are going to say, I've already tried this and it didn't work for me. And the best way to do this is to name your mechanism. What is your model for delivering this success? How are you going to deliver this outcome? How are you going to help people achieve the result that you're promising in your offer? And then name that thing and then include that thing in your offer. And so here, in 2 weeks, you will implement our wealth flywheel system, an easy to use method that you can maintain in less than 2 hours per month that will help you build and compound to a $10 million net worth in the next 10 years. Suddenly, we've eliminated any ability to object to what the teaching is. Someone can no longer say, I've tried that before and it didn't work for me, because they've not tried the wealth flywheel system that I teach. And so I can now promise this as a methodology that I'm going to teach someone in this workshop or in this program or in this cohort or in this membership. And they now have the ability to say, yes, I want that, or no, that's definitely not for me. Again, we've increased the bucket. We've increased the size of the people that are saying no, but now the people left in the bucket of the yeses are now getting a lot closer or a lot hotter to saying a fuck yes instead of a I don't know. And the final step on this process is you want to make it easy. One of the biggest things in terms of increasing the value of your offers is not making it seem like it's going to be a lot of work. Fitness influencers do this amazingly. There are so many fitness influencers who sell meal plans or nutrition plans who emphasize the fact that their clients can still eat all their favorite foods whilst on their meal plans. The reason they're doing that is to make their offer seem easier. They don't want their offer to come across like you're going to have to sacrifice your entire life to do it, because otherwise you're just going to say, no, it's too difficult. You don't want to do that. Fuck that. I don't want to stop eating my favorite foods. I don't want to stop drinking wine. I don't want to stop going out for dinner. Why on earth would I buy you a nutrition plan? But if you told me, Tom, you can keep drinking wine, you can keep eating chocolate, and you can keep going out for dinner 2 or 3 times a week, and you're still going to lose weight, I would go, where do I fucking swipe my credit card? And so by having the ability to make your offer seem easier, by making it more digestible, more approachable, people then have no excuse not to say yes to it, because it's no longer something that's going to be difficult for them to do. And so in this situation, we're going to say in 2 weeks, you will implement our wealth flywheel system, an easy to use method you can maintain in less than 2 hours per month that will help you build and compound to a $10 million net worth in 10 years. No previous investing experience required. Suddenly, I've filtered out all the people that have never invested before, think that investing's gambling, think that it's complicated, think that they're not going to be able to do it because they're not smart enough. This is now something that is approachable to people who have never even opened an investing app before, who don't know what a ticker symbol is, who have no idea what compound interest is or who Warren Buffett is. They can now approach this because this is something that requires no previous investing experience. And in 5 steps, we've gone from I will help you build financial independence to now having the offer in 2 weeks, you will implement our wealth flywheel system, an easy to use method you can maintain with less than 2 hours per month that will help you build and compound to a $10 million net worth in the next 10 years with no previous investing experience required. This is now an offer that most people could say absolutely not to. But the key here is that we have 100% conversion of every single person who reads this offer can with certainty know if it's either for them or not for them. There's no confusion as to what this is. There's no confusion as to how much work is required. There's no confusion as to what you need to have before you're able to do this offer. This is something that people can now say, absolutely, fuck yes, Tom, I need this. Where do I pay? Or, nah, that's not for me. I've already got experience, or I've already got shitloads of money, Tom. I don't need this. And that means we now have full confidence that we're not confusing people when we send them to a landing page. Because the reality is that most of your selling is going to be done with the big promise at the top of your landing page. most of your website traffic is never going to make it to the first scroll. And so if you don't have 100% conversion rate of every single person who lands on your website after seeing the first page, knowing with absolute certainty whether this is for them or not for them, you are losing sales by an order of magnitude. And so if you are selling one of these shitty, vague offers that kind of does nothing for anyone, then I urge you to go through this process, make it specific. Don't be scared to niche down. Come up with something that people have the ability to say no to. Come up with something that feels attractive, feels desirable, makes people think, fuck yes, that is for me.